Hey, today I'm talking about 3 foreign films that all feature at least 2 women in the main roles. And the names of those 3 films are The Devils, Daisies, and 2 or 3 Things I Know About Her. First up is The Devils. This is a 1955 French film, and the end of the movie specifically asks that viewers of the film don't spoil the film for potential future viewers. So don't worry, I won't spoil anything, but I will tell you the basic premise. And that basic premise is there is this all-boys boarding school in which the owner of it is this woman who has a very abusive husband who is very openly cheating on her with one of the other teachers. But he is also being abusive to her as well. So the 2 teachers band together to plot against this abusive man. Maybe there's murder in the air, maybe it's something else. Who's to say? And this movie is great. It's such a good, well-told story. It feels practically like a modern movie, if I'm being really honest. Alfred Hitchcock was also interested in the source material for this story and just missed out on adapting it. And so he wanted to kind of one-up this movie in the sense of like thriller mystery, and so that's part of the reason why he made Psycho. So if you're a fan of Psycho, you probably enjoy this movie too. The stories aren't similar, but it is still a like thriller mystery thing. There is a lot of tension, and they do tension very, very well. I really like the 2 main women in this. My only complaint would be I feel like the movie was like maybe 5 or 10 minutes just slightly too long. Like it felt like we were kind of already at the end, and then it almost felt like they were just sort of mulling about, but I kind of figured where it was going. It could have wrapped up quicker is basically what I'm saying. But even with that, I still really thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and honestly I would blanket recommend this one. It honestly feels just like a modern movie, so like don't get the age of it dissuade you. It's a really good, really solid movie. Next up is Daisies. This is a 1966 Czechoslovakian film, and it is a surrealist comedy drama, and it definitely deserves the title of surrealist because oh boy is this movie crazy weird out there. So the premise is basically these 2 young women come to the realization that everyone in the world is spoiled, so they might as well act spoiled too. So they just go around from place to place just wrecking havoc and eating as much as possible. They eat so much food in this film. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. So I started this film and immediately hated it. After we got through the opening credits, the first scene had all this weird squeaking sounds. It was just so annoying, and the colors were super weird, and I was just like, I can't stand anything that's happening. I should just shut this off and pretend like I didn't watch this. But I didn't. I was like, no, let's give this a shot. Come on. If I can make it like 5 more minutes, then I can decide if I want to give up on it or not. And I went 5 more minutes, and in that 5 minutes, I found the joy in this movie. So what really frustrated me at the beginning is how nonsensical everything was. It was just kind of like everything would change from just shot to shot. And it wasn't until like scenes actually started to form that I could get on board with what was happening. And then from there, the charm of the 2 main characters just completely won me over. They were so funny and silly and goofy and so ridiculous that I couldn't help but love them, even if they were just being so incredibly nonsensical. And like once I got sucked into the movie, I didn't really mind the constant color change, because it would just be like 1 second it's blue, 1 second it's yellow, 1 second it's red, 1 second it's green, and then suddenly, oh, it's vibrant but normal. Oh, and now it's not. All right. But it had its own rhythm that you could fall in line with. Even though I did enjoy this a good solid amount, I really would very, very cautiously recommend this to someone. Like, I didn't even think this was a movie that I could handle. So it'd be hard for me to, in good faith, recommend it to someone else. It's a lot of fun though. Like, if you can get through like the first 15 minutes of it, then you can handle the rest of it. But it's definitely a surrealist out there film. It's good. It's just not for like 98% of the population. And that's okay. And lastly is 2 or 3 things I know about her. This is another Jean-Luc Godard film, and I really just need to stop. I know that his movies just make no sense to me. Like, they are widely considered great movies that are inspirational and they were a turning point in film history, but I just do not get them, no matter how hard I try. Like, every now and again I'll find one that I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't bad, but like 95% of the time it's not a good time for me, and this is one of those times. The premise of this one, it's not really a movie. It follows random people, and while they're doing stuff, they'll just talk directly at the camera about something deep and philosophical. They'll do that like 2 or 3 times, and then like the camera will pass off to someone else, and then they'll do stuff and then talk philosophical at the camera, and then just keeps doing that over and over and over again. And I did not care for this movie whatsoever. I tried real hard, but it was just like, I was in school in a class that was in different language. So yeah, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people out there who definitely do like it, but I'm not one of them, and that's unfortunate for everyone involved. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got The Devils sitting at number 20 in the really like section. And then not too terribly far behind is Daisies sitting at number 36 in the quite like section. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is 2 or 3 Things I Know About Her sitting at number 88 in the didn't like category. And this is out of a total of 90 old movies so far this year.